Awesome, bro. So when we look at the life of Jesus and how he walked, one of the primary things that he did is we see that he interacted with the poor on a day-to-day basis. In other words, the poor was a primary target of his ministry, the meek of the earth, the salt of the earth. And he calls us to walk as he walked. That means that he calls us to feed the poor and look after the widow, the orphan, etc. And so today, when we look at Christianity, oftentimes this has actually been one of the main places where we have actually fallen short, in that we overlook the poor, we don't feed them, we don't look after them. Barna Group has just released a statistic where we see that 51% of Christians on average do not know what the Great Commission is. And God calls us back to that Great Commission, that going out into the world, proclaiming the gospel to every creature, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And one of the ways that we can do this is by actually going out and demonstrating love to them, by giving to them, by going out of our way and giving for them, making a sacrifice, because that's what love is. Love is an action. And so today I want to just take you through a little bit what we're doing here and show you how we do it, so you can do the same thing at home. And you take a few friends, go out there. It doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be crazy complicated. Just go out there and feed the poor. Cool. So let's go, guys. Sorry guys, one sec. That's fun. So there's a few things that we distribute on a night like this, and that primarily consists of food packs, which are packages where we make up of food and other essentials for the poor. We make them hot food as well, that you'll see here in the back, and I'll show you in a minute. And then we also give them clothing, and then also blankets. So all these things attribute to, feeding them and looking after them. And then we also, of course, bring along Bibles. So I want to show you here. So this is Vernon. Vernon is in charge of the operations oftentimes on a night like this. Vernon, can you maybe tell us just a little bit about the food and what kind of food we get for the people in terms of the hot food?
Okay. So our main foods for hot food is pap and sauce. So, and in some cases tonight we've gotten some meats. So you add some meat to it. It's just a nice treat for the people.
And so then we also do food packs. What is in this food pack?
Okay, so food packs is...
And what is it?
So our food packs is self-made. So what happens is we go to the grocery store and we just buy food supplies. So we're buying the ingredients by ourselves, and then we go home and actually start putting the parcels together. So what we try to do is at least provide in the pack at least 1 kilogram of rice or 1 kilogram of mealie meal, so they can make pap. Then we add 1 meat can, 1 vegetable can, so sweet corn, peas, whatever you've bought, and a soap, a toothpaste, optional is a toothbrush, and some 2-minute noodles as well, 1 pack of 2-minute noodles. This makes a nice pack that can last them about let's say half a week to a week, depending on how much they eat. Now, you can add and remove from this as you want, but it's pretty much this is the most basic pack, and people are quite satisfied with this pack.
So we've got a system where we have scouts and different kind of teammates that help make this thing work. Can you maybe explain the different team members and what their roles are?
Okay, so when we start off, we come here and before we actually come to the event, what you can do is you can just get a car and just drive around at night. This is a good scouting technique. You're just driving through a neighborhood. If you start seeing fires and start seeing homeless people, that's already giving you an idea of how many people in that area. Now, this is obviously before we actually have the actual event. This is pre-scouting. So if you find another way, is just asking the homeless people. If you find one homeless person, you ask them, is there a large group in here? They usually can tell you word on the street is they stay here or they stay there. And this is where you get your idea of where to set up your main event, where you want to set up your proper event. When we attend the place, we get our first team is underground scouts. So these guys are willing to just go within that area, about a kilometer to 2 kilometers within the region, and just search out for people. Tell them the food's in this place. Can you come through? We're providing food packs and hot food and blankets. And these guys will take about half an hour to start getting people. It usually comes in as a trickle feed. Don't be discouraged. Usually trickle feed, and suddenly the swarm comes in, and people are willing. After the scouts are done, whoever volunteered for scouts, their role must immediately change to the remaining roles. Now the remaining roles is distributing the hot food, so that's the cooked food right now. That's the first step. We can always distribute the hot foods, and you need about three to four people for this role. The rest of the team during that time, while the people are lined up, can actually minister to the people in the line while they're standing in the line and while they're eating. Just gives an opportunity to talk to the person, just get to know them and tell them about Jesus, share the word right there, pray for them. After the hot food and they're satisfied with that, we usually then lead them to food parcels. So we have a separate car where we have food parcels. Then we make them line up there. Don't immediately just open all the cars and just allow everyone to stream around, but rather allow them to line up, inform them what's going to happen next, and when you open the car, you start giving out the food parcels. We usually use markers in this place because markers just allows us to keep track of who we gave out to. So because many people come for doubles, after the food parcels are given out, usually the next step is the blankets, and after that the clothes. Now you can juggle around the order, but we have learned a lesson that don't open all the facilities all at once. It becomes chaotic and unmanageable. We try to control one facility at a time. Hot food packs, then blankets. Reason being, it allows everyone to line up. You must keep them informed as well. We've realized we have to keep every person informed, and then everybody who's playing their roles is also more structured, more organized. So they're not all over the place, but they know they need to distribute now. They need to preach now. It keeps everything under control and structured and calm.
Right, and actually, the facilities, what we just basically do, for example, with the blankets and the food packs, is we just put everything in a boot of a car in the trunk, and then we open it up and we let them stand in the queue behind the car, and we just give them out of the trunk to the people in the queue, and we mark them as we give to them. And so yeah, that's very manageable. I mean, we've never had issues like with people getting crazy or anything like that. And then we've also had sometimes we appoint some people to just kind of look after the situation, kind of like crowd control if we have a bigger group of people coming, and then to just kind of keep things under control like that.
The thing is, when you do this, if there's a bit of chaos, don't freak out. You can deal with that person individually, maybe take him aside. There's almost in every outreach you'll always meet that one drunk guy who's very loud, who's making a lot of noise, and he's gonna try and cause a bit of a riot. But handle him with the same respect. Don't get aggressive with him. Just allow him to go through the process and take him aside, and you can talk to him as well. Even the drunk guy has a story to tell, and you just keep him calm there. So always remember as well, bring a team of crowd control. So while there's guys ministering, there must be also a team just to keep everything structured. Sometimes, and you must always have a team to protect the ladies. Always keep in mind to protect the ladies. Have the men always be around the ladies just to take care of them. When you do go in these outreaches and you go into areas that's a bit dodgy, security must be always something in mind. There shouldn't be fear, but have the understanding that security should still be there.
Thank you.
Azai, God bless you. He loves you.
Bless you. Because Ndebele mara Zulu Ndebele is
Where's your church, guys?
So this is what the food packs look like. This is we just package them in simple grocery bags, and just like Vernon explained, with those ingredients, and then we just give them out. As you can see, you can easily pack a lot of them, and you just can distribute them right out of the car. Do you guys, you want some food packs?
Okay, cool.
So we just mark their hands to just mark that they've received. Cool, there you go, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically we're buying some meat for the people tonight, and it's actually really cool. We don't usually do the meat, but tonight we're having a braai, and yeah, having some pop and gravy with that, so it's good. We're just blessing them.
Okay guys, so I hope this blessed you to just give you kind of an idea of how something can be done. It's so easy. Oftentimes we get, you know, overwhelmed with the idea of how could we go out and do something like this, but as you could see, it's really simple, and especially something like tonight, really small, nothing too extravagant, but it's so simple that we can just go out and we can spread the love, spread the gospel, pray for some people, tell them about Jesus, and with that for them too, and then they can be encouraged, they can see the love, and by that they'll come to Messiah. This is part of the calling, this is part of what it means to be a follower of Yeshua. So may God bless you guys and keep you, and we'll see you guys next video. Shalom. Father, thank you for freedom.
I hear my pen running. Listen, I hear there was a moving something.
Yeah.